6 years ago, I had it all. 2 years later, I lost everything. Mouth taping changed my life. You see, I had the successful business, doing millions of dollars a year. I had the wife, I had the kids, I had the cars, the vacations, I had all of it. And within 2 years, I was divorced, I was living in my aunt's basement, and I sold my business for a job I hated. My wife and I stopped talking to each other. We did curbside drop-off with the kids, and I only saw my kids half the time. My life had hit rock bottom, and in that moment, I knew I needed to change my life. Now, I started with my sleep. I'd always been a terrible sleeper because I snored like a chainsaw. In fact, I snored so bad that it pushed my wife into the other bedroom for years. Our intimacy disappeared. I was burnt out. I was out of shape. I neglected myself. I neglected my wife. And I neglected my kids. Now, my life-changing moment was discovering mouth taping. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But reading James Nestor's best-selling book, Breath, where they go to Stanford Medical Center, they plug their nose for 10 days. Over those 10 days, they developed sleep apnea. They snored like crazy and had dangerously low levels of oxygen in their blood. And then after 10 days, they unplugged their nose, they mouth taped, and what do you think happened? Everything went away in one day. Now, for me, the light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, was it really that simple? Was it mouth breathing? You see, being an athlete my whole life, my coaches never taught me the amazing benefits of nose breathing and the dangers of mouth breathing. And so sitting in my aunt's basement over 4 years ago, getting that first amazing good night of sleep, and now a series of life-changing sleeps that has now led me on this stage in front of you today. My life is no longer being held hostage by poor sleep because I mouth tape every night. I get amazing sleep. I wake up feeling focused and energized. I lost 25 pounds. I got into amazing shape. And I started this business to follow my passion and to inspire other men to change their lives. We've now inspired hundreds of thousands of people all over the world to join the Hostage Tape Army. We are now the official sleep aid partner of UFC. Think about that. 2 years ago, we didn't exist, UFC. We're now partners with Joe Rogan and his podcast. We're the title sponsor here today at Limitless. And my favorite partnership is with Andy Elliott and the Elliott Army behind me. Now, there's 128 million households in the US, and over 71% of you are mouth breathing. That means most of you are getting terrible sleep. So think about how that is negatively impacting you right now, how that's hurting your health, how that's hurting your wealth, and how that's hurting your families. So what are you going to do to level up and change your life today? Don't let bad sleep hold you hostage anymore. Now that I'm the man, the father, and the partner that I'm proud to be today on this stage, one day in curbside drop-off, my wife came up to the car. We had our first conversation in over 2 years. She then invited me into her home, and I was able to see my kid's bedroom for the first time in 2 years. My wife and I now sleep in the same bed again. Every once in a while, I'll forget, and she'll bump me and say, honey, put your tape on. Because my wife, my kids, and I, we're back together as a family again, and they're here today.
Ooh, 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 ooh.